We can assess the program's design in the theory of the program. We can assess the process of the program and how it's working. We can assess the program outcomes. And then after we know everything about the program, we can assess the cost, right? I say selection bias here because that's why we run a study with a control group, okay? But so we think we fixed things usually if we fixed that, right? But there's a lot of other reasons that when we run an experimental study, typically following some pathway that looks like this, there is a treatment. So maybe this is chess in schools, okay? Something happens. So that leads to the other type of evaluation in the hierarchy, the one that should come may have not been exactly how they wanted it, and then they also realized that it wasn't exactly implemented with the fidelity that they had intended. These are steps that you should have to take. Recruit schools into the program. They have to fill out an application. They have to be a Title I school. It can only be students who are in U.S. history classes. There's a
to talk in terms of inputs, or do you?
No, actually, I think this was a good introduction. So now we can take it from here. I guess all of you maybe made one or two notes on what you heard in the... Yeah?
What we have to do with this?
We have to put them.
Yeah, but we have to suggest ideas.
Yeah, we'll help Stefan make the program theory.
In that 3 areas.
And you can see, so if we look at our after-school programs there, it's 68% boys. But when we get into the in-school programs, we start to get a balance. And so everybody's getting a little bit more of a balanced thing there. So this is kind of chess for the masses, I guess. Right? 86% of the after-school kids look forward to school more on days when they have chess. And the in-school kids, on all of these, it's a little bit lower. They don't like chess as much, but they like it a lot. Somebody do 27 and 46 for me, which means that they're not linked to any specific grade. It's trying to make this universal so it can be used at any stage. They're approximately a semester's length of school, but that's just a guess. If it's a group of young children, it might take a year. If it's a group of older children, Maurice talked about, which is that we're building a curriculum that we hope is going to teach more than chess. So there is components that will obviously, be instructional with chessboards, and this is how we want, to understand, here's how you should explain castling. And then there's activities, and the activities can be tied to any particular lesson, and it's a mini game, it's a pawn game that reinforces a concept. But then there's going to be life skills components and cultural skills components. So a life skill component could be making a plan, and how if you make a plan and you execute it wrong, there may be no turning back. So like if you castle, you can't undo it, right? And so the different parts of the chess components that can be tied to those life skills will be tied to that. Sacrifice will be another life skill that we'll incorporate into this. What does it mean to give something up if you can get something else in return? And that's really Maurice's specialty, and this is where Maurice would have taken over. But and then the cultural components, like Maurice said, this is not a European audience. This is not an audience that knows the history and the culture behind chess. And so that's the other component that we're going to build into this as a way to make this a richer, more developed chess is life type of approach.